Hello and welcome back to the channel. I'm Julian Gower and today we are at the Monet Garden at the Overland Park Arboretum. And of course it started raining on me as soon as I got here, but that's not going to stop us from checking out this garden. But before we get into it, I wanted us to get our bearings. We're right here and we're going to visit South Walk, then we're going to go to Woodland Edge, then we're going over to Sunset, then we're going to go all the way to Keyhole and Monet's Pond and follow it up with Ali. So let's head over to South Walk, which is my absolute favorite because it is blue, pink, and white colors. And what most people don't know is that not only was Monet a master painter, but he was also a master gardener. And in 1883, he moved into Giverny, France, and he started planting his gardeners. And at one time, he had 6 full-time gardeners. He considered his garden his greatest masterpiece. Monet had a small blue shed with green shutters accented with pink flowers, and he installed benches in his garden for viewing. And you'll see in this garden there are benches everywhere. One thing Monet loved was the combinations of cool blues and pinks and white flowers that caught the morning sun. So at Giverny, he planted those colors on the east side of his garden so he could get all of the sunlight. And this is certainly a garden that is taking my breath away. I really don't want to leave the South Walk portion. It's so incredibly beautiful. Now, Woodland Edge is all about texture and foliage. So Monet was a keen observer of nature, and he looked beyond fleeting colors to create lasting and visual interest. So the skyline of this garden is an intriguing contrast of foliage color, leaf textures, and shapes formed by branches. In this section of the garden here in Overland Park, it was designed similar to the surroundings of Monet's garden pond in Giverny. And sadly, it's time to say goodbye to South Walk. We can take one more look before we head out to Sunset. It's absolutely beautiful. This part of the garden is called Sunset, and it's all about bold coloring and backlighting because Monet was very fond of intense color and how it reflected light. Among his favorite color combinations were the bold use of red and yellow and orange. And he planted this palette along the west edge of his own garden to capture the brilliance of the setting sun. The flowers in his garden were backlit by the sun, and they had a translucent quality that he included in many of his paintings. He said the backlighting gave the blossoms the appearance of Chinese lanterns. And I'm not so upset that it's rainy because one, it's Kansas and it's raining and then it's going to stop and then the sun will come out. And that's fine, because Monet liked to paint in any kind of weather. He liked to paint the same scene over and over again, just with different lighting. So we are at the Monet pond, and it is all about reflections and light. So he understood that a pond doubles a garden's beauty. The water mirrors the surrounding plants while reflecting the natural light. And he was less interested in the plants bordering his pond than he was their reflections. And many of his paintings were capturing this mysterious beauty of these reflected inverted images. One of Monet's favorite additions to this pond was a gracefully curved wisteria-covered bridge strategically placed to curve an oval reflection in the water. And I think it is absolutely beautiful. Monet's famous series of the water lilies was nearly 250 paintings, and that was 10% of his total life work. So Keyhole is all about shimmering whites and blended colors. Monet delighted in the glitter of light as it bounced off of the water, and he recreated this effect by sprinkling white flowers throughout his garden. And at last we've made it to Allée, which was the main garden path at Giverny. And on that path, Monet used vertical frames to create floral tunnels that extended his garden skyward. His love for layering is shown by having flowers at every level: ground, waist high, and skyward. The Allée features Monet's color combinations of orange and blue, yellow and violet. He was also intrigued by the very dramatic effects of red, white, and black. And that is the Monet Garden at the Overland Park Arboretum and Botanical Gardens. I hope you liked today's video. If you did, consider giving it a like and think about subscribing, because I post new videos on history every Thursday.